Hey there, Anna McKinley. Thank you for joining me. And look, I would like to talk with you today about something very, very important that actually right now is affecting the quality of your entire life. What would that be? It's what I call the bookends of your day. What do I mean by that? Well, it's about how we start the day and how we wrap the day up. In fact, there's quite a lot here. So I'm going to talk with you in this episode about how we kickstart our day, because how we start our day sets the tone for our entire day. And in my next episode, I'm going to talk with you a little bit about how we wrap our day up and how that affects actually our entire lives as well. So if you're up for making some improvements to the quality of your life across the board, then you're in the right place. All right, so let's get started. Now, you've probably heard there's a lot of people who talk these days about intentional living and being intentional about life and setting an intent for your day. Why do people get so excited about this? Well, it's because our minds, as human beings, our minds are focusing machines. To be really blunt, we get whatever it is that we focus on. We start out the day thinking, oh, I've got that meeting, I really don't want to go to it, today's going to be a really bad day. You can guarantee that today is going to be a really bad day, and a whole lot of other things will go badly as well, because our mind is focused on it's a bad day. Right, that's just one example. Whereas if we wake up in the morning and we set an intent to rise to the challenge and to bring the best version of ourselves to whatever it is that we're doing, you're going to have a very different day. That's just one example, because there's actually a few more layers to it than that, than just simply setting an intention. As I've already said to you, how we start our day sets the tone for the entire day. And this is why so many self-help gurus out there focus on morning rituals or routines. I mean, for some examples, right? Tony Robbins has a process that he shares with people. Robin Sharma has a big focus on morning routines with his 5 a.m. club and stuff around that. Darren Hardy has a routine that he talks about. Hilrod, he basically is the morning routine guy with the miracle morning. And why do so many gurus focus on this? Because it really matters. What we often overlook is the other bookend, the evenings, which, as I said, I will come back to in my next episode, just to make sure we can do it justice as well. And if we get these two pieces, the morning bookend and the evening bookend, if we get them working well, consistently, then you actually have the capacity to create a life in which whatever happens externally, every day feels successful for you. Right? You like the sound of that? So let's look at the morning routine. Well, what is our morning routine really? It's about how we transition from sleep and into effective action for whatever it is that's most important for us to be or to do in a particular day, right? And the word routine, it's something that we do consistently and repeatedly. And look, everybody, whether we're intentional about it or not, everybody's got some kind of morning routine. It might be the alarm goes off and I hit snooze 3 times, and then I stagger to the bathroom and brush my teeth and grab a cup of coffee and a muffin or a croissant or something on the way to work, right? It could be I wake up naturally at the time I desire, do some exercise, a bit of stretching and some meditation, and then have a good nutritious shake before starting my work day, right? 2 different morning routines, and repeatedly they're going to get you very different results in life. You can see that, can't you? So why is the morning routine so important? It's not just about the routine health aspects. A fundamental principle here is that our brains really love predictability and routine. A consistent routine or consistent habits around how we start our day helps your brain to know what's coming and what you expect of it, and so that it can get into a state that actually is aligned with what you want. right? And given that your brain is incredibly powerful and has access to a huge amount of potential that can actually bring about almost anything that you could desire in life, it's probably something you want to have working for you. So part of a consistent morning routine then is really about letting your brain know, hey, it's time to get going now. It's time to transition from rest mode into work mode or business mode or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. But there is more to that. Your morning routine is a chance for you to set your emotional, your mental, and your physiological state for the day. So there's lots of people, as I've already talked about, who share their particular formulas for the perfect morning routine. But I want to be really clear. There is no one size fits all. There is no one routine that is perfect for everybody. Why? Because everybody's different. Our roles are different. Our commitments are different. Our existing habits are different. And our physiologies are different, right? So for you, I'll be really blunt, the best morning routine for you is the one that you're going to do consistently every morning and that actually helps you start the day on a good, positive note. But let me just run through some of the things that many successful people do that helps them get off to a great start so that you can actually have a look at your morning routine and, if you want to, give it a little bit of an upgrade, all right? So firstly, a lot of people actually do a bit of meditation, whether it's guided meditation or mindfulness or whatever in the morning. Why? Because it helps to calm our very busy brains. It helps us to train ourselves to be more focused, and it enables us to actually connect with our internal insights, as well as helping us to be in a more resilient emotional state for whatever comes at us during the day. Other ways that we can actually get our brain primed and ready to go effectively is using techniques like visualization or other mental priming techniques like affirmations to focus our mind on the results that we want, on how we want to show up for the things that are in our schedule for the day, right? And also to set our emotional state. Other practices that people often use to help be in an emotional state that is resilient and resourceful and will help us navigate the day successfully are things like journaling, gratitude processes or practices, appreciation, that kind of stuff, because again, that helps us to get into a positive emotional as well as mental state at the start of the day and will help you actually generate the results you want with more ease. And of course, helps us to have a much more enjoyable day. One that won't surprise you at all is movement. Super beneficial to incorporate some kind of movement into the start of your day consistently. It doesn't need to be a full-on 2-hour gym workout every day. In fact, doing that every day is probably not going to be good for most people, right? But some kind of movement, whether it's flexibility, yoga, Pilates, a cardio session, whatever it is, gets our blood flowing, it gets oxygen to our brains, it gets nutrients to our brains and other parts of our body. And it's super important for our brain and body to wake up and be alert and ready to go. Fueled up to serve you well, right? Related to that as well is actually taking in water. Our bodies lose a lot of water, a lot of moisture as we sleep, just through the process of breathing, right? And water is super important for us and for our brains. We are mostly made out of water, and our brain's more than the rest of our body. Our brain is around 85% water. So replenishing our hydration levels with a good drink of filtered water first thing in the morning is going to support both your body and your mind and will help us to wake up and also lifts our mood. And finally, but sort of last but not least, this is one of my favorite parts. Make completing the most important task that you want to accomplish in the day, or at least even just starting that task, actually make that part of your morning routine. If you want to be the kind of person who actually is building a momentum and getting the important stuff done every day. Because if we build it into the routine, if we've got a consistent routine of steps that then lead into focused work on what's most important today, so you can get that ticked off before any distractions hit, that will help your brain be primed to do great work on that most important task, and you'll actually be getting traction, really real momentum towards the things that matter most for you. For most people, that first part of the day after we've transitioned into wakefulness, the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day is often our most productive. Many people get their best work done at that time of the day, and often our willpower tends to be higher at that time of the day before it's been kind of depleted. And so that's the time to do the challenging, high impact tasks in your work or your business, right? Now, a couple of other pointers around morning routines. Ideally, for best results, have a consistent kind of structure to your routine and do it around the same time each day. And yes, practice your morning routine in the weekends as well, because it's that repetition that's going to actually turn it into a routine, and that is going to teach your brain that, yeah, when I go through these steps, this is time for you to show up, brain, right, in a positive, resourceful, productive state, right? Consistency and repetition is the key when it comes to transformation, right? Transforming your daily experience and your entire life. So, hey, I hope that you've got some ideas out of that. Even if you've got a good morning routine in place already, it's often a great idea to have a look at what tweaks we want to make, because as we evolving our routines just helps us to continually just go to that next level of what we can actually create in our lives. So have some fun with that. I'd love to hear your comments. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just pop a comment at the bottom of the page. Likewise, if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn. And hey, if you're listening to this on a podcast, pop by my Facebook page, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you've taken out of this. The link to my Facebook page is in the description to this episode. Thanks again for joining me, and you have a fantastic day. Bye for now.